Calamity Jane is talked about in the same breath as Paul Bunyan and his big blue ox, or Pico's Bill riding the tornado. But Calamity Jane was a real person. She was bigger than both truth or legend.
He's over there!
Hellfire, Calamity Jane! If I'd have known you were napping, I wouldn't have used that shrub.
I wasn't napping. I am in a period of mourning.
Easy there, girl, easy.
I didn't know you to own a horse, Al.
I bought it in a mite hurry. You see, I can't live in Deadwood no more. I got into a shootout with Isaac Brown.
What's your quarrel with him?
Oh, he's a lawman, and that's quarrel enough.
They electing lawmen in Deadwood these days?
Since Wild Bill got cut down, people got tired of lawlessness.
I hear you might know a man go by the name of Lemonade.
I only know the drink.
I reckon horse thievery is still pretty high on their list.
I didn't steal no horse. Thank you. All right, easy there, Jane. I'll have no quarrel with you. None at all. Oh! Damn it, Calamity Jane!
Which way did Lemonade go?
Go to hell!
Was it east or south?
I don't know no lemonade!
You wouldn't be the first man I strung up, and you know it.
East! He went east following the river! Jane? Jane? What are you fixing to do?
This is your horse, ain't it?
Yeah?
All you gotta do is call his name. He'll stop.
Hey, no! 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 Ah! Ah! Ah!
Good Lord, Charlie, it's me.
That was just a warning. Make yourself known a little sooner next time.
Isaac Brown is dead. Mason and Holland both too.
Well, I'll not be the next marshal. Doesn't seem to be a long-term job from what I can see.
As it happens, I was elected sheriff recently.
Huh. So I guess you're out here rounding up a posse to hunt down the man what killed Sheriff Brown, huh?
Well, as it so happens, Al Milagro is dead by misadventure.
Good Lord, the devil is thirsty in Deadwood, ain't he? So what are you hunting me up for?
I'm going to capture Calamity Jane.
Top of the morning. Did you hear that, girl?
They parked the hearse on Grubstake Street outside Last Chance Saloon. They all walked in at 8:30 and staggered out at noon. They went up to the graveyard trying to walk in a straight line and found out when they got there they had left the corpse behind. That's when they did. If you're here to rob me, should have caught up with me a few hands ago. Back in Deadwood. And this crick here is all played out.
I ain't here to kill you.
Good fortune smiles upon me. Well, that being the case, I got some victuals on a little fire over there. You know, there was a time when I said I'd never be so low as to eat a plate of beans. You think you go unrecognized in this world, Calamity Jane? You're a hardy blossom, but perhaps my luck is truly about to change. Don't make this hard, gal! I wanted to be famous, not like this. Killing a woman, you're practically a man, so you just have to do. How'd you get that?
All you card sharps have a girly little gun stashed away somewheres. I prefer one with a little more heft.
Now wait just a minute. You understand that I believe this to be a kill or be killed situation.
Kill or be killed? Why would I want to kill you?
Why? I don't rightly know why.
You've got nothing to fear from me. Unless it's about blood money.
Is that grass talking to you like it does a red Indian?
You want to catch Calamity Jane or don't you?
Oh, I want to catch Calamity Jane.
Dang crooked-legged hoss. Walk straight. What's that? That there is somebody that's had more than me. No gun. No knife. No wonder you're dead. Well, sir, only one of us is gonna feel better in the morning. Clover, every path is uphill and downhill and uphill again. Time to bunk down. You ain't used to bunking down next to corpses, but I am. Good night, men and horses, living and dead. Good night. I reckon you were like that before. Clover, you are made of gentler stuff. I left Deadwood in a hurry, and you were willing and available. I was under General Crook along the Bighorn River. I was riding Gypsy. That there was a horse. At the end of that skirmish, we had a whole field full of dead men, red men and white men alike, and crows feasting over all. My Gypsy didn't even blink at that. And I was riding the Pony Express out of Fort Laramie, and me and old White Cloud were dodging bullets and bows, and death whistled in the air like flies on a steer, nerves of steel, that horse. Then I traded horses with an Indian along the Platte River. He came to regret that, because I outran an entire Cheyenne war party on that horse. That horse never really did have a name, but he was fierce and shaggy. I should have called him Shaggy. I also should have brought a shovel. Well, Clover, just might be better for both our constitutions if we took a walk today. We are hunting men, not looking into the affairs of women. Wait here, girl. Hey. Hey! Well, this is a sight.
I got lost on the way to Deadwood.
Yeah, this is pretty lost.
I lost the trail. My fiance wrote for me. But I can't find the trail.
That's a pretty story.
But a man, he took me off the trail.
What did he look like?
Just a man. A dirty, filthy man. But my fiance will take care of him. I got a man to protect me. He's a powerful man in these parts.
Yeah, that's what we all need. A man to protect us. Next time, come by a wagon, by the main trail. This ain't a place to stop and pick flowers. Now run. Run.
He had another woman with him, tied up, like me. She didn't get away in time. You'll help her, won't you?
Well, Bill, I'm buffaloed. At first I thought the corpse we spent the night with was a result of a robbery. But now I think it might be the result of a woman. That's what these men down here have gunplay over. Money and women. It's really a sorrowful thing. Clover ain't going nowhere. She's more of a town horse. I guess no good deed goes unpunished.
I've had a sleepless night. That's a dangerous thing for you now. Stop struggling. I'll cut off your ankles. Now keep quiet. I'll cut off your tongue. You don't have any use to walk around or talk where I'm taking you.
Seems like an awful waste, Groggy Dan.
Calamity Jane herself. I was wondering if you was back trailing me.
I was. I got distracted by a friend of yours. A gambler, what called Lemonade.
His real name was Chester Barnes.
If I'd known that, I would have writ it on a cross. I also lament that I did not bring a shovel, for I've run into 2 dead men in the past 2 days, one of which I dispatched. Another I think you had a hand in.
That ain't your business.
You're right. It's not. But you're my business.
Walk away. Or I'll use the rest of this rope to tie you to the end of the line.
I've known your knots to be a bit loose.
You're a tough piece of leather. But I've got some with peculiar tastes I can sell you to.
Sorry. Not much for settling down.
What? Wild Bill didn't tame you down none.
You see? I don't much like hearing his name come from your mouth.
You sure you want to do this?
Not so much. But these are the cards I've been dealt.
You don't know how many scalps I've taken. The Indians still talk about Dan Hagen and what I'd done.
I don't know about that. Every white man I ever know to take a scalp did it out of fear. wanted to show their bravery. I ain't got nothing to prove.
Damn it!
Run!
I'm gonna make this real
Yes!
slow, Jane.
You always did have a get away with the ladies, Groggy Dan.
You saved my life.
I didn't save your life. I killed Groggy Dan Hagen. Not quite the same thing, but worked out better for one of you.
You killed my husband.
Do you favor a bowler hat?
Yes. I didn't want to come out here.
I figured that too.
My husband Seth. He's a writer. Was a writer. The dime novels. He read a lot of books. He read your autobiography. He said he could write all those better. No offense meant.
None taken.
He wanted to stop at Deadwood first. Interview Wild Bill Hickok.
Wild Bill? Well, he's in a better position to interview Wild Bill than any of us.
Wild Bill's dead.
Shot in the back by crooked-nosed Jack McCall during a poker game in Deadwood a few days ago. But never mind. Had your husband lived, he would have had plenty of scoundrels in the Black Hills area to interview. And twice as many in heaven. Maybe our husbands can meet us at the pearly gate one day.
You were married to Wild Bill. Where are you going?
I got work to do. And it's bloody work. And you best be served not hearing about it.
What about me?
I got but one horse. And you can't ride behind me, and you can't ride side saddle. She's a meandering creature. She can walk faster than you can run.
Wait!
East is that way. Put one foot in front of the other. When you see tall buildings, it's Philadelphia. Take his nap to catch free. He don't need it anymore.
Jane!
Let that tenderfoot gal go?
Which one?
You know the one. One that was going on and on and on about her fiance.
Yeah, I told her just go on back to her fiance spread. I said she could send a ranch hand if she needed us while we're trying to rope in Calamity Jane.
What about that other gal? You know, the new widder.
She was a skittish little colt, and she decided to run her own way.
Well, if you ask me, she's headed for hardship. She'll probably be one of them sporting girls in Deadwood.
Well, I reckon.
After all this sadness is over, I might just pay her a visit myself.
She just told us her husband was killed.
And I said after a moment of proper respect. Thank you.
I brung you to hunt Calamity Jane, not to be wondering about the futures of saloon girls and widows.
And I agree. She needs to be hunted down. She's emptying the Deadwood territory of owl hoots and scallywags faster than we can imagine.
Don't forget, Calamity Jane held cold iron to my temple and threatened to kill me, too.
Like I said, Deadwood might become a lonely place.
And Calamity Jane stole your horse, right out of the pen of the great Colorado Charlie.
That's true. Of course, that horse was always a town horse, and me, I'm a rambling man.
Lord save us from merciful traffic.
And the time is now. Ladies and gentlemen, make your way up close. Roll up, roll up. It's time for the Miracle Mystic Medicine Curative Elixir and Tonic Show, brought to you by your Professor Thompson S. Gunn. Now, let me introduce myself to all of you. My name is Patrick Aloysius Cotton. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the Professor Thompson S. Gunn's own secret ingredients brought to here into this bottle. From the ancient sadhus, the fakirs, the mystics of Asia, the Far East, and India, and here in this country, the lost rattlesnake tribe of the plains. Ladies and gentlemen, he has spent time with them. I have spent time with them. We know what we are talking about. Perfect for men, perfect for the ladies, perfect for you young children as well. Get out of there, son. You're bothering me. Get out of there. Get out of there. A cap full of this in the evening will make sure that they sleep through the entire night. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to present to you some of the amazing and astounding effects of this Miracle Mystic Medicine Curative Elixir and Tonic. You are going to listen closely, and at the time, I will offer every single one of you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to cure what ails you.
I heard you're just selling water in them bottles.
Sir, are you accusing me of filling bottles full of water and selling them to people? Water? Water alone that falls from the skies, that flows in the rivers, in the streams, and in the lakes? Who would put water in a bottle and charge people money for it? What's more, who would be foolish enough to pay for water in a bottle? No one, ladies and gentlemen, not in this country that we find ourselves in here. Certainly not. But this, the Miracle Mystic Medicine Curative Elixir and Tonic, this is the cure for what will ail you. Possibly not you, sir. You're not looking well. One single gold piece gets you one bottle supply. This supply like this should last you a year. Ladies and gentlemen, it should completely last you a year. And there you are, sir. Thank you all very much. Thank you so much for coming up here. Now, make sure to do this. Sir, you've got to pay to be able to take a bottle with you. I want to remind you of that. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish you'd come up earlier, Miss Jane.
Why's that?
Oh, we could have both made some money. I could have set up a little chair, and you could have sat there and spun yarns for all the people.
Think folks will pay for that?
Oh, folks will pay for all kinds of things. I read your autobiography. Very colorful stories.
Thank you.
Which is interesting, I think, especially because you do not read or write.
Fought a lot of Plains Indians. I don't recollect no rattlesnake tribe.
Well, I did say it was a lost tribe. Maybe I got the name wrong.
I see.
Here. This. The last bottle of the Miracle Mystic Medicine Curative Elixir and Tonic. There is no ailment that it cannot cure, including thirst.
I do have a powerful thirst. And I'm all out of patent medicine. Not the worst I've had. I thought you might do better with a show like this in a town somewheres.
Regretfully, I am not allowed in any towns at this time, but you knew that, didn't you?
Reckon I did.
I always thought that my Brutus role in the Shakespearean tragedy that is Mr. Hickok's murder would remain a secret, but I can see that's not the case, is it? I took the money, but I am no gunman. My specialty is poisons.
Clover! Come here, girl! You come to take me with you, Bill?
Oh, I reckon you have one or two more adventures yet.
I want to avenge you, Bill. Caught up with old Crook Nose. He told me the whole sorry story before he died.
You can leave it right there.
Nope.
You got the one that killed me. The rest don't matter. I knew Deadwood would be my last camp. But you can go on. You can go get our girls out of the school back east. They're still young. You could live peaceable in town.
We gave them up so they didn't have to live our lives.
You don't have to live this life no more, Jane.
No. This is my life. You ain't Bill. Bill would want me to have my revenge.
Things looks different on the other side.
No. No! No! No!
You need to drink more water.
Hungry.
I haven't been able to catch anything. And I can't start a fire anyway.
How long?
2 days.
You've been watching me for 2 days? Was you trailing me?
I wasn't trailing you. I came across you in the woods.
Good. A tenderfoot like you had been trailing me for 2 days and I hadn't noticed? I deserve to be dead by now.
What happened? It was as if you were in an opium dream.
Yeah? A little poison for flavor.
Poison?
Yeah, I reckon. You see my horse around here? Horse thief as well. It's worse than a killer.
Who?
A fella by the name of Pat Cotton. Got a traveling medicine show. He seemed mild enough, and I guess that should have been my first warning. Well, trail is cold and I'm on foot. Dawn brings a new day, though. He didn't take everything from me. Guess it's time to start a fire and shoot dinner. You want to help do this?
Yes. Yes. I'm Faye, by the by.
Martha Jane Canary.
Martha Jane.
Yeah. Only one person was ever allowed to call me that.
Will you hunt Mr. Cotton?
At first light. I think he has my horse. She's a gentle beast, and I hate to see her in ill company.
You should rest at least one more day before you travel.
I was born traveling. Missouri to Wyoming. Ma died on the way there, and Pa when we got there. Scalped. Both of them. Me, the oldest of 6, if you can imagine. Got any more water?
When we catch up to Cotton, I'll give you my horse. She's got a nose for towns, and she'll get you home.
You'll take me with you.
At first. You saved my life.
You saved mine first.
Nah. You would have lived. Might not have been too happy with your circumstances, but you'd be alive.
He said something about trading me to Indians.
Never mind. I did save your life. Or at least you wish you would have been dead by the end of it.
Won't you need your horse?
Nah. When I campaigned with Captain Egan in the Wyoming Territory, got a lot of horses shot out from under me. Got pretty good at scouting on foot.
I'd rather stay and help you.
Help. As far as I've seen, you can't track, hunt, shoot, build a fire. You freeze at knife work and pistol play.
I've dedicated my life to peaceful pursuits. It's a proper way to live.
Your peaceful pursuits have almost gotten you wound up, scalped in a ditch. This is the land of cold steel. There's no play mentions. And I suggest you get out while the getting is good.
I've nowhere else to go, Jane.
You can stay with me for a while.
Will you do me a favor first?
Now we're doing each other favors?
Will you help me bury my husband?
I didn't think to bring a shovel.
When that man, Mr. Hagen, was trying to sell me, he stopped at a trail store not too far from here for supplies. They'll have a shovel to sell.
Took it off of Groggy Dan. It's probably mostly yours anyway. That and Foolish Bride. Got any words?
They that love beyond the world cannot be separated by it. Death cannot kill what never dies. Death is but crossing the world, as friends do the seas. They live in one another still.
Amen.
And we must forgive our fellow man his trespasses. Only God can punish those who commit wrong in this life.
There are a lot of tenderfoots out east. Paid good money for that shovel. We're gonna need it again.
Jane, wait. I need to make one more stop first. I want to bury Dan Hagen. It's the Christian thing to do.
I've walked a few steps from that path, and I'm not eager to walk back.
Please, Jane. Will you consider it?
I have a debt to pay to you when the coin is weighing heavy.
I just couldn't live with myself if I became as bad as he was.
Let's cut back this way. You don't want to see this.
Is she?
That's why Hagen went hunting for you. He used that one up too soon. Do you want to bury Hagen now?
Cut her down, Jane. Just cut her down.
Could dig too many graves out here. So the captain took an arrow in the back, and his horse took 2 in the flank. And I was riding along beside him, and Captain Egan just flew up in the air. And I kind of hooked my arm around him so that he would land near me, and he landed behind the saddle. And I rode with him all the way back to Fort McKenzie with 1 arm around him and 1 arm on the reins. And he was the one what named me Calamity Jane.
How did you find that?
This ain't real tracking. Cotton left a mark on this trail 1 mile wide and 1 foot tall. If he had let burning torches behind him, it wouldn't have been as easy as this. Yeah, he's ahead of us. But he's stopping to put on shows here and there. We'll catch up to him. Tomorrow. Might be a good time to learn how to shoot.
I don't think I can do this.
If you're gonna travel in this harsh land, you ain't gonna end up tied to no tree. Not without a fight. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now squeeze the trigger. Don't scrunch your eyes. Don't be afraid to use 2 hands. Your arms are skinny. I hope whoever you try to hit is a portly man.
Keep up a good pace.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Ain't that the sad truth?
Jeez, we've been stomping around these woods for days. I thought the great Colorado Charlie Utter was some kind of uncanny tracker.
Trapper, prospector, gambler, drinker, Indian fighter, trailhand, man of mystery, and let's not forget to mention exquisite lover. Tracker, not so much.
Wonder just how hard you really are trying to work at this.
You told me once that you were married to Wild Bill.
It's true. We were married at Benson's Landing in the Montana Territory. We had 2 little girls.
Where are they?
Boarded. Back east. I write to them sometimes. I don't know if Bill ever did. Drinking, fighting, card playing. That's no way for little girls to live. That was just me. Although, a lot more people had a hankering to shoot Bill than shoot me. I'll give him the edge on that.
Seth started out as a newspaper reporter, but he always wanted to write dime novels. He craved adventure, was eager to come out west.
We got a belly full of adventure out here.
We got to a stop before Deadwood, and that man, that Mr. Hagen, he was slouching around there.
Sounds like Groggy Dan.
He said he would take us on a shortcut over land. It would cost us less than the last leg of a stagecoach run to go with him. though not much less, honestly. I think Seth thought that this groggy Dan would be the first colorful figure that he could write about. But as soon as we got into the woods, I wanted to stay and ride the stagecoach. But I followed my husband.
In the morning, we'll catch up with that snake Cotton, and that'll be that.
Another grave to dig?
You're worried about digging graves, I'm worried about filling them.
True strength comes from within, from compassion and mercy.
Those are real pretty words. You read that back east?
I did.
I bet it was in a big leather-bound book, thick as a proper steak. It's easy to preach about peace when all you gotta worry about is getting a paper cut.
So I realize, of course, you're asking yourselves, what else can this possibly do for me? You, sir, I've noticed that you appear, that you're losing your hair, and I can see that something bothers you, why it keeps that on. And sir, I want to guarantee with you, you don't quite understand the nature of your problem. The problem is not, sir, that you are losing your hair. The problem is that your learning is so strong that your head and your brain are growing so fast that your hair is unable to keep up with the growth size of your head at any time. This, sir, will stimulate hair growth. Now, I'm wondering, as I look upon you all right here, and you're asking yourselves, what does a cure like this cost? How much will it take for me?
He's there.
It's true. You are notoriously hard to kill.
Wonder how you'll fare.
Well, not well, I'm afraid. I am unarmed and notoriously bad at fisticuffs. I guess you'll just have to kill me where I stand.
You won't fight back, I reckon so. But first, where's my horse?
The horse. I had to sell the horse to a fellow traveler whose own steed had come up lame.
This is not changing my disposition.
If it's any consolation, I was never happy about taking King Garrett's money. I had every intention on double-crossing him. I never planned on going after Wild Bill.
But you did take Garrett's money. Blood money.
It's all blood money. Besides, I understand that Jack McCall has already hung for the crime.
It's what they say.
Everybody knows that Crooked Jack did the dirty deed. It's an undisputed fact.
McCall's the one what pulled the trigger, but others took money to do the same.
I'm no gunman, I told you.
Might have served you better than poison.
Not long ago, Miss Jane, I offered you a job. To sit here and spin yarns for all the people. You would have been better suited for both of us.
Maybe in my sunset years.
If you live to see them.
Doesn't seem to be a man left in the West with a real gun.
Here, this might be more to your liking. Can't decide if it's better if we have one horse and one gun, or no horse and two guns. Probably the second.
So I can come with you.
No. Not until we bury the snake.
I wouldn't drink too much of that. You don't know what else he could have poisoned.
No. I reckon he didn't have more than one ace up his sleeve. It'd be bad for business.
Either way, I've already saved you from one opium dream.
It was poison, not poppy, that did me in. Besides, I'm a recently widowed woman seeking her vengeance.
I too am recently widowed.
And yet, your vengeance lies in the trees rotting, awaiting buzzards. And you yourself, save from a short sojourn with an angry, vicious warlord of some persuasion.
Did that Mr. Cotton have any water?
Water? This is a medicine show.
Then best give me a drink of that patent medicine.
Careful, little missy. You drop a bucket in this well and you might just find the eyes of Beelzebub staring back up at you. You've already been caught up in my tawdry life. Ain't you above this?
Oh, just give me a taste. That Mr. Cotton, he said that Wild Bill's killer was hung.
He was.
Jane! Jane! No!
Then why are you hunting these men?
Jane, no! Damn it!
McCall, you yellow-bellied varmint! McCall!
My first mistake was taking a bath
A bath.
for Wild Bill's funeral. I had just heard that crooked-nosed Jack McCall was found innocent by a so-called jury. He was about to walk out of Deadwood.
McCall! You run from a woman?
No! But I run from you with that throat slitter!
I figured I'd get you all riled up the day you decide to shave them legs.
Do I look like a saloon girl to you? I got this off the barber. I didn't have time to go get my guns when I heard you was snaking out of town on your belly.
I ain't snaking nowhere. That jury found me innocent. Wild Bill killed my brother. I was just getting my fair revenge.
You played cards all night with Wild Bill and went bust. He gave you money for breakfast. Then you came back and shot him in the back.
I was put up to it. I was paid off. God is my witness. It was King Garrett at the Crooked G.
What would a big rancher want with Wild Bill?
I don't know. We had a bunch of owl hoots and villains out of his spread. Hardcoin, the one who killed Wild Bill Hickok.
Who were they, Jack? Who are they?
Groggy Dan Hagen. And that gambler Chester Barnes, what they call Lemonade. Pat Cotton was there. That wolf from Perdido, Jack Sturgis. Them I didn't turn my back to. Hell, I kept my back to the wall in front of all them outlaws.
Well, looks like you'll get a chance to parlay with all them again. In hell! Kindly give my regards to the devil.
Con Stapleton, you come to pull a gun on me?
I come to stop you from foolishness, Jane. They told me you left Deadwood hot on the heels of Crook-Nosed Jack.
I wouldn't call it foolishness. I call it a day well spent.
They told me you left town wearing nothing but your breeches and a glare. Should have known that's all you'd need. So where'd you leave him?
Down the pathways, resting. What are you aiming to do, Con?
I'm fixing to take McCall back to the marshals. They said that trial in Deadwood wasn't lawful.
I could have told you that.
They want to string him up.
Well, they'll find his disposition mild.
They're gonna hang him all the same. Damn it, Jane. Deadwood ain't like it used to be. It ain't like when you and Wild Bill and Charlie Utter and all them showed up. They're hankering for law and order. They're looking for peace. I'm living proof of that. I can't have you running around doing frontier justice here. You're gonna have to come in with me.
No, I got business to attend to. I'm gonna go get my gun and steal a horse.
Damn it, Jane. I'm the sheriff now. I was named it after Wild Bill was killed.
Yeah. And those same Jaspers what named you law created the jury that let Crook-Nosed Jack McCall go.
Like I said, all the same.
You tell him back in Deadwood. You tell him you pulled a gun twice on Calamity Jane and lived.
Damn you, Calamity Jane. Damn you!
One swallow. Better. That gun is a lot like you. Small and simple, but capable of more than you might imagine. Old Pat Cotton had a store full of bullets. Funny, considering he said he had a peaceable nature. Still, there aren't any stores nearby where we can replace these kind of bullets.
A few more?
Careful about getting your blood up. It's hard to simmer it back down when you're done.
I dreamed that Dan Hagen was trying to throw a noose over me again.
You'd have to throw a lariat powerful hard from where he's sitting.
What?
This way.
Who's the man you're hunting now?
He's called Perdido. He's a bounty hunter, but when the killing slows, he's a wolfer. Not particular about which he skins either.
You know him.
I knew him. He was a scout and a tracker under General Wesley Merritt. Same time I was.
You must be able to out-track him if you can follow him here.
That's not why we came here. I think he's tracking us.
How did he find out about us?
News travels fast in the territories, and we've left a couple dead bodies here and there. Some of them were his friends, if you could call them that. Come on. First time I've been glad we didn't have that horse. Could be a mite skittish around water.
You've had a lot of complaints about that horse. But I wish we had her now.
You're right. I complain too much. As I stole her, I should probably keep my counsel.
I heard you say that horse thieves were worse than murderers.
Well, I stole her off a friend, and I reckoned he wouldn't mind.
Where are we going?
To shake the town scent off of us.
I don't think I have much town scent left.
To someone like Perdido, you do.
We should build a fire.
Nope. No fire tonight.
What about a cook fire?
We don't need the attention.
What about food?
Don't eat the wild mushrooms unless you can tell them apart.
You gonna stand watch all night?
Unless you want to wake up to a chorus of angels and trees full of fried chicken and a river full of whiskey.
Yes or no would suffice.
Where are you going?
We have traveled quite a ways together, but we are not that intimate in fashion.
Don't squat too far off.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I'm a person who would prefer to have a roof over my...
Perdido, you bastard. I can smell you from here.
Town living's made you soft.
You think you snuck up on me? Nah. I just got tired of chasing you. Not the killing that wears you down so much. It's my part over there what want to bury everyone.
You'll forgive me if I don't bed you down in the dirt.
You'll forgive me if I don't just sit back and drink whiskey and watch her bury you.
I'm keeping your scalps for myself, but maybe I'll skin a little something to leave on Wild Bill's grave.
You see? I was just gonna shoot you between your beady eyes afore you mentioned Wild Bill.
I really want to build that cook fire.
You say something about a fire?
Damn it, Utter. We should have Calamity Jane ran up a tree. Whoa. She sure is a crafty one.
She? That there? That's the work of Perdido Jack Sturgis.
Perdido's out here somewhere?
Jane, what the hell are you doing?
This is the far back end of the Crooked G spread. King Garrett has a sentry posted.
What does it mean?
Means he got the idea I was coming. So this is where we part ways.
Here? Now?
King Garrett is a very powerful man in these parts. This place is crawling with hired guns. If you think the woods are inhospitable to town ladies, you're in for an even bigger surprise. You've learned. You'll be all right. You can make it back. You're smarter than you think.
Calamity Jane.
I feel sorry for your poor mama, but had to shove that big head out.
That there, that's Blackwater Bob. Not much of a threat no more.
Who's that?
Yeah, some owl hoot. Works for King Garrett.
King Garrett? Why would one of his ranch hands be all the way out here?
We're on Crooked G land.
Well, I don't know what Garrett's got to do with any of this.
I don't either. Jane came this way.
Why would Jane be walking across Garrett's land?
It's not like she grew winged feathers and took flight, now did she?
All I'm saying is we should have cleared this with Garrett before we left.
Why would we have to do that? Huh? I thought you was the sheriff of Deadwood and you could do as you please. Just exactly. What does Garrett got over on you? Just as I thought.
This territory is not as settled as you let on when you sent for me, King.
Settled enough.
I was taken from the trail by bandits!
And now my men can watch over you. Take you to Deadwood or anywhere you want.
I found out what that man's name was. It was Dan Hagen.
Dan Hagen?
A man I heard you speak of. A man who visited this ranch when you had your little secret meeting.
I will take care of it.
It's already been taken care of. He was killed by Calamity Jane.
No woman ever got the best of old Groggy Dan.
And yet the sheriff of Deadwood himself told me that he is in the ground, and other men besides.
Which men?
A man I know you to play cards with a time or two. A gambler by the name of Lemonade. And Pat Cotton. He ran the medicine show.
Well, it's good Deadwood's got a sheriff. It's a full-time job just notching the tail feathers of old Jane. Who is it?
Well, the old one, a man by the name of Mr. Brown, is recently deceased. The new sheriff goes by the name of Con Stapleton.
Stapleton? That saphead?
And scouting for him is a man by the name of Colorado Charlie Utter.
That's welcome news. With Utter trail hawking old Jane, her rebellious time is about at an end.
And yet, you still have men posted all around this ranch.
To protect you.
Or to protect you. I heard the killer of Wild Bill Hickok was a man by the name of Jack McCall. A man who you played cards with at my very own dining room table. Another man who visited this ranch or in the ground besides. What did you do, King?
Wild Bill. Everybody wanted to cut cards with Wild Bill. In my game, Charlie Utter was there. Jack McCall, too. They watched Wild Bill skin me alive. No, I had been drinking, and that's no excuse. But he shouldn't have ought to egg me on. I lost it. I lost all of it. First I ran a tab, then I went bust. And I had to sign the whole ranch over to Wild Bill.
Tell me what you did.
What I had to do. Order some men to the ranch. Men that could be paid and bought with money. I never thought they could take Wild Bill one at a time. Working together. Working little angles. I never dreamed Jack would call. We'd drink up enough liquid courage to take on Wild Bill by himself. Did it for you. I ain't the prettiest man in the West. I couldn't lose this farm. Not in hope to keep you for a wife.
You already lost me.
No one turns their back on me!
King, no!
You will not leave here! You got nowhere to go. You think Dan Haig is the baddest man in these parts?
You're hurting me!
I reckon you think I'm hurting you. But it ain't so. I ain't hurting you. Yet. Now get back in that house!
Calamity Jane. I hoped I would meet you. They say you're one hell of a gunfighter.
They say a lot of things, I reckon.
I don't much care for your reputation. You ain't the only woman what works with a gun.
I never claimed to be.
Your fame don't impress me. Why don't we pretend we're both men caught in this predicament?
Dying like a man ain't what it ought to be.
Now the rumpus starts.
Hey!
It don't suit you to keep acting like you're a real lawman.
Calamity Jane.
King Garrett.
Am I not gonna get a fair gunfight?
You killed my husband.
Husband. There's some sporting gals in Deadwood don't know that.
You orphaned our 2 girls.
And there are some, Wild Bill including, I recollect. The question is ownership of that parentage.
You stand there hungry for death?
Give me a fair draw. Let me find out for myself.
You are surrounded by death. Every gun you hired to stand against me is in hell.
Don't do anything stupid, Jane.
What are they doing? Utter, what are they doing?
I want to go back to Colorado anyways.
I'm unarmed.
I don't care.
Now, Jane, you and I both know this is wrong.
Wrong? Wrong is you killing my husband. Wrong is me waking up every day without him. Don't you tell me what's wrong.
Jane, what are you doing?
Get out of here. This ain't proper for you to see.
You have him. Let the lawmen take him.
I'm inclined to agree with the girl.
Shut up, shut up!
Killing this man won't bring back Wild Bill.
There's only one way to find out.
Please. I know that inside you don't want to kill. I know that you want this killing to end. How is the West supposed to change if we don't?
I loved him. I loved him with all my heart.
Then don't stop using it. He's a bad man. We'll rope him up and we'll take him in ourselves.
What's to stop the jury from being crooked again?
You're not God, Jane. You're also not the devil.
I won't fight you. You're fixing to take me in.
What's going on?
It's over.
I'm sorry.
Who and what Calamity Jane was cannot be bound by truth or fiction. Calamity Jane lived outside of both. And thus ends the story of Calamity Jane's revenge, as told by Martha Jane Canary known as Calamity Jane, to the widow Fay Pauling in the year of our Lord, 1876. One thing is certain. No one will forget the name Calamity Jane.